My name is Alfonso Jenkins, and I am an industry consultant for the telecommunications industry and the municipal government agencies in converging both the use of city real property assets with that of technologies need to acquire sites around the world. Some of the main talking points from the municipal side as well as the technology side is the use and the access to infrastructure. Whether you're in the United States, whether you're in Latin America, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Asia, the talk of the town in terms of municipality as well as the technologist has been the access to this real property asset, of which hasn't been truly available in the past for past deployments of 4G and other technology. With 5G growing and growing very quickly, and the pace in which it needs to kind of get to the public, municipalities must understand how to resource and make available those real property assets that hadn't been available in the past much faster tomorrow. And then understanding the organization and the resources needed from those municipal government agencies to tend to the applications from the industry to gain access to that real estate has been one of the biggest issues and will continue to be one of the biggest issues driving connected city issues. I think that sometimes it's easy to kind of get consumed with a lot of the technology acronyms and the new spectrum that's coming out and the new rules and the regulations, etc., as you're a technologist and understanding those issues. And so you may lose focus of really what it takes to actually deploy those particular technologies to various public places, to include government agencies and all types of verticals within that agencies. It's important that municipalities, both large and small, understand which technologies are coming to their urban or suburban or rural footprints, how they're actually going to be deployed, how those municipalities may take advantage of those particular services that they all have somewhere embedded into their smart city initiatives, and then being able to take their real estate asset and exchange it for those particular in-kind services and or to grow critical revenue that they would not have otherwise been able to do if they don't keep this new technology drive before them. I think really understanding what their true smart city initiatives might be in cities like Toronto, who could have very important issues like public safety and or transportation and or medical or educational institution technology growth as sort of their lead city initiative. Understand what that platform is, and then be able to then sort of integrate the use of your infrastructure with those technologists that actually specialize in your smart city initiative growth. If it's, for example, transportation in Toronto, then taking a look at your subway system and understanding really where it is and where it is not in terms of its growth and how you want that to sort of innovate across Toronto, whether or not you want to open opportunity zones that allow different carriers to build new infrastructure in Toronto that you maybe traditionally may have had costs to, maybe reduce those costs or eliminate them to incentivize and drive those infrastructure integrators as well as technologists to grow in areas maybe that you've never had grown before in the city. Absolutely, because we would then be able to draft particular blueprints and ideas as to what those opportunity zones and what those innovation zones could look like in your unique area. We would also be able to understand the demographics in your particular city. In the CCAB, we could take a look at where we think, or where, let's say, the municipality thinks the broadband initiative should grow and could grow, and how it can grow and when it can grow, and under what terms and conditions they could grow best, which means it would give the municipalities leverage now to talk with those operators and those new technology entrants of which they need to have for smart city broadband deployment. I think this is an excellent organization to sort of summit municipal leaders, and here's one of the primary reasons why. Generally, if you're a CIO or CTO, or you're a head of state, or you're a governor or a mayor, and you're looking to sort of drive your broadband initiative or your smart city initiative, whether you have funding or not funding, in particular if you don't, and looking for new ways to generate revenue, it's more than difficult to be able to sort of entertain every single operator in your particular geographic footprint, and or Wi-Fi operator or new technology entrant in your particular city, to sort of understand what they may need and what they may not need in order to create and craft the initiative. However, it is much easier to come to an organization like this, who have all of those operators and all of those ISP operators, as well as new technology and new spectrum operators, who can then explain and sort of educate in detail what it is and how it is and when it is. They're going to sort of need to be able to get into a city and operate, and what the end user services would be, what that looks like to the public. And that's exactly what the municipal leaders need to hear. Much more difficult to do it while they're in their own offices, and it's much easier to be in the CCAB to listen to some of those issues as to how these technologies would be able to be proliferated into those particular municipalities.